What up, y'all? It's your boy Tony Goat coming back with a new episode. As we all know, all eyes were on all eyes in the sports world were on the Colorado TCU game. Uh, a 1-11 ball club going against a team that was a runner-up for the national title game. Um, all eyes wanted to see whether Pride was just talking or was he going to walk the walk. Because Pride, we all know Pride can talk. He's very eloquent. He can articulate himself. He can galvanize the troops. And yesterday we saw he could galvanize the troops and have them run through a wall for him. So let's get into the game. So I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna start with the kernel of the tank, if you will. I'm gonna start with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. This guy was projected to be in the Heisman running. Honestly, but the talent is there. But there were naysayers saying he could only do it against HBCU talent. He couldn't do it on the next level. He can't do it in the Power Five conference. He can't do it against other Division 1A athletes. He can't do it against a team that won his playoff game. It was a runner-up for the national title. And I got to tell you, he did it with flying colors. One thing that really stood out to me, and I'm not, guys, when I say this, I am not in any way comparing this man to Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. But one of the things that stood out to me was his release. He would get it out, boom, get it out, boom, get it out, boom. It was crisp. It was just well orchestrated. It reminded me of Tom Brady in like 16, 17, 18, when he really was locked in, really knew the offense, really seen every defense, and he knew where guys was going to be, when they were going to be there. Like, it just reminded me of that, just seeing that timing and getting the ball out, no extra, no wasted motions, no BS. It was very nice to see. Another thing that stood out to me was the accuracy. He's a very accurate quarterback. He is a very accurate quarterback. And in the immediate post interview, he even said, I'm playing against the number one corner in the nation at practice. I got to find ways to fit it in there. I got to be able to throw it low into the outside. And that translated in that game. He's a very, very accurate quarterback. But let's get into the numbers, guys. If you see me looking away, I'm looking at the stats. 38 for 47, 510 yards, a school record, 4 touchdown passes, 80% completion percentage. Um, like I said, just everything you would want to see in this kid on this level against this type of talent was there. I will say one bad thing um, from him was, what was it, towards the end of the first quarter. It was credited as a sack, but he ran back out of bounds. He probably should have just threw the ball away, dirted it, something, but that took them into an area where they ended up getting that field goal blocked. So that was one negative. I mean, we got to keep it a dollar, but was it? And he overthrew the Travis Hunter touchdown pass early in the game. Overthrew it. That would be another little negative, but hey, no harm, no foul. You got the dub. You set records. You look like a Heisman candidate that we thought you would. So next up, we got I should have changed that earlier, but when I started talking about Shedeur. So next up, we got Travis Hunter. This kid is amazing, man. Now he has some. I was skeptical at first because all the praise he was getting, he dropped a touchdown pass early in the game. He dropped another touchdown pass, and I don't want to say that like that. They ended up scoring the next play because it was pass interference, and that was a difficult catch. That was a very difficult catch, high level of difficulty. But he should have. The hype is what I'm saying. The type of hype he's getting, he should have made that catch, in my opinion. But to get down on this kid after playing 140, what is it? 144 snaps in 100-degree weather. Are you kidding me? 100-degree. They're down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, DFW, down in Texas. You know how hot it gets down there. This guy's playing 144 snaps, both sides of the ball. This is unprecedented, guys. That's insane. To have 11 catches, 119 yards at receiver, 3 total tackles, a pass defense, and an interception on defense. That's and he dropped a pick. Like, dude, sky's the limit for this kid. Let's wait till they get into the season when it's not this hot. It's not this humid. You know what I'm saying? And I got to believe in my mind that they got the right type of training and recovery and, you know, all of that good stuff, nutrition to keep him playing at an optimal level. They're going to, I can't imagine he's going to do this every week. I'm sure some weeks maybe it'll be 80, maybe this be 70. It might not be needed. Against the caliber of this opponent, it was needed. They needed everything. So that was awesome. And as much as I would love to just leave it with those two, and guys, they have 4 receivers. What was it? 3 receivers with 100 yards. 3 or 4 receivers with 100 yards, which I think it was 4. Amazing. But as much as I would love to leave it with Travis and Shedeur, these guys may be a 3-headed monster, man. They may be a 3-headed monster. Dylan Edwards, this guy, 75-yard screen to the cribbo. The beginning of the third quarter, like the second play of the third quarter from scrimmage, 75 yards to the cribbo. This guy had 5 receptions, 135 yards, 3 touchdowns receiving. That's all receiving. 6 carries, 24 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Guys, this is looking very 3-headed monsterish. And the other receivers had 100 yards too. I didn't really get into their stats, but bro, this offense is looking good. I will say Dylan Edwards did fumble towards the end of the first half, which led to points. That led to a touchdown. But you saw it. Prime didn't shoot him out. He came off the sideline. Prime believed in it. Prime was telling Joe Klatt and Gus Johnson that this kid was going to make multiple plays. You know, I've seen running backs get put in the doghouse and never get heard from again because they fumbled. Especially at the end of the half, especially if it led to touchdowns. So the fact that Prime has this much faith in this kid, I think he's a true freshman at the running back. He's putting up numbers like that. That reminds me of that Jamal Charles game against the Raiders where he had like 4 touchdowns, something crazy like that. His yards was off the shades, though, more than so to this. Another thing that impressed me was the offensive line. That was a big question. How would the guys up front hold up to this type of talent? You know, especially with a team that's pretty much formed through the transfer portal. These guys don't have a lot of time together. They didn't have time to mold. They didn't have time to become a cohesive unit. As you know, maybe these guys are sophomores or juniors. They'll play together for 2 or 3 years. How would this line hold up for Shedeur? A couple negatives I did have. As much as I just said about the offensive line, they did start having some pretty bad penalties, you know, false starts, you know, offsides, things like that in the second half. That was kind of like, okay, it's kind of putting you guys in a bad spot. Probably need to get that shored up. What else? The defensive interior. They started getting gashed up the middle. They were getting gashed up the middle pretty consistently. And the lack of pass rush. I would have liked to see a better pass rush. But guys, you got to think. That's going to give them a year, give them 2 years to get these recruits in. You got to think, guys. My boy Don, Don said this. Think of that 17, 18-year-old guy that's watching this and thinking, holy crap, I could go play for Coach Prime and learn from the best. You see Warren Sapp on the staff. I don't know if he's officially part of the staff, but he's a Colorado Buff stuff on the sideline at the game. You got guys like T.O. coming through practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go learn from these guys. These guys are actually fielding a competitive team. Let me take my talents to Boulder, Colorado. That game was the ultimate recruiting tool. So these interior defensive linemen are coming, these edge rushers are coming, and I heard they had a couple linebackers that were hurt that would have made a big difference in this game as well that didn't play today. So I'm just saying, guys, this all in all, this was best case scenario. This was nobody predicted this. I'm gonna keep it real. It was a few I didn't know. I didn't. I was going off this game as a benchmark. I didn't know what they were going to be. I didn't know. I ain't doubt them. I could never doubt Pride. Pride been a winner for as long as I've been living. You know what I'm saying? Pride been winning since I've been living. Hey, that's a slogan. Hey, but it's true. Pride has been winning since I have been living. You understand? So I would never doubt Coach Prime. I just didn't know how good the team would be. I do want to leave you guys with one last thing from RJ Young. He has the #1 college football show on YouTube. He drops a lot of gems, and he said this last little thing I wanted to leave you guys with. I call it the Pride Plan. Let's take a listen.
Like USC last year and like Texas Christian last year, proved you don't need a 4-year cycle to get good, son. You can do it in an offseason if you are relentless in recruiting the portal. The same program that Prime used at Jackson State is the one he laid over the top of Colorado. He needed 40% grad transfers, 40% transfers, and 20% high school freshmen. That is what they did. And if you look at the 2 deep, it is littered with grad transfers. It is littered with guys that got their degrees elsewhere. It's littered with guys that aren't going to be stuck on your scholarship books after the year if you don't need them to be. And in this age of college football, where everybody is upset and mad about kids being able to hit the portal whenever they want, so much so that we're trying to put more shackles on the kids to keep them in place longer, Prime has used that to his advantage. And a program that went 1-11 last year is already 1-0 this year. Hello?
So yeah, guys, I call it the Pride Plan. That's the Pride. You're probably gonna see that formula: 40% grad students, 40% grad transfers, 40% transfers, 20% freshmen. Probably gonna see that go take it and run with across programs all over. But I just wanted to touch on the game, guys. I know that was a big event, a big sports event, a big deal in the sporting world, especially if you're an 80s baby and you watch Prime in the 90s like I did and like many of us did, especially let's take it to my dad's era. Prime is his era player. You know what I'm saying? So all eyes were on Prime. You got the kids watching Prime. Everybody was on this game. The expectations were through the roof. And as he has done throughout his career, Defensive Player of the Year with San Fran, the Super Bowl champion. Next year, you sign as a hired gun with Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? You come out in retirement at the age of 37 to get 5 picks with the Ravens. You take over a school at an HBCU. Nobody said it could be done. You get the #1 recruit in the nation. You turn them into a winning program. You go over to Power 5 school, and that was 1-11 last year. Nobody says you could do it. No people says TCU was going to stop TCU, Texas Christian University was going to stop a mud hole and you walk you dry like the Texas rattlesnake. And you did. You lived up again. Stop doubting Prime, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. It's your boy Tony Goat. Till next time, we out.